Hello Fanatics, I'm Dylan Phillips and let's talk about Season 8 of USA's Suits. First we'll tell you our recap of the show, followed up by our review, and then we'll finish off with telling you if it's worth the watch. Created by Aaron Korsh, Suits follows the story of a brilliant college dropout who finds himself working as a law associate under a hotshot lawyer at a prestigious firm, despite never having attended law school. So, recap time. The main story of Suits Season 8 revolves around the aftermath of the merger between Harvey, Lewis, and Robert Zane. The three of them attempt to navigate their new firm as they butt heads over who is managing partner while dealing with equally stressful situations in their personal lives. The firm deals with further tension when Zane's old firm comes for blood after he left them high and dry. Things are equally tense between the other partners in the firm as Harvey's friend Alex is constantly at ends with Zane's right hand Samantha Wheeler, and Katrina is promoted to junior partner but finds it increasingly difficult to work with her associate Brian. Eventually, a huge deal that could jeopardize the firm causes the partners to come together and work to defeat a common foe. After the departure of Gina Torres, Patrick J. Adams, and Meghan Markle, Suits was at a crossroads. It lost three of its principal actors, including the one that the premise of the show is centered around. So, in a sense, it lost a lot of its heart, but thankfully Suits has a lot more going for it. What results isn't necessarily a rebooted legal drama, but more of an interpersonal character drama disguised as a legal drama that uses its 7 previous years as backstory. It has the typical tropes of partner versus partner and ambitious lawyers fighting for the promotion. The biggest pieces missing from this season are definitely the bromance of Harvey and Mike, as well as the romance of Mike and Rachel. Both of these storylines were pretty much the heart and soul of this series and created the emotional backbone for these characters and their lives. While this show does not replace these elements by any means, and nor should it, it decides to adapt and create new elements that make it succeed. Replacing the bromance of Harvey and Mike is a variety of relationships with Lewis, Robert, Alex, and Samantha. Each of these characters and their dynamic with Harvey serves a specific purpose that not only brings back reminiscent feelings of the relationship between Mike and Harvey, but also the relationship between Harvey and Jessica. This doesn't fill the void left by the fun banter scenes of the past, but it does manage to have some entertaining moments in these dialogue-heavy discussions. Meanwhile, the romantic aspect of the show was replaced with a subplot revolving around Katrina and her associate Brian. Katrina's been around for a while as a character in the background, so it's great that she finally got a bit of the spotlight. Unfortunately, her storyline feels a bit contrived and forced, as it's a means to an end to add a romantic subplot to this story, like the original one that was on this show. The addition of Alex and Samantha adds a new layer to this show that we haven't seen in seasons past, and they both excel in their roles. Meanwhile, Lewis, Harvey, and Robert all get a little bit more to do this season, so it makes sure that they get enough character development so they don't become stale. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of where the season finale went because it causes another change up in what's going to be its final season. It takes a very likable character and one of the few remaining ones and decides to have them exit as well. So now that's been 4 prominent characters in about 2 seasons. So it's inevitable that this season will be its last. So with the thoughts heard, here's our final word. This season of Suits is an admirable and semi-successful attempt at revamping the series after 2 consecutive departures from the cast. While it loses a bit of heart and the bromance at the center of its story, the additions to the cast, new storylines, and continued style and character-centric stories make for a familiar but fresh look at this ever-evolving law firm. From its more ensemble-heavy story to its charismatic cast, this season proves that this show is a sum of all of its parts and not one particular person. So I'm gonna say it's worth the watch. And that's our recap and review of Season 8 of Suits. If you've seen it, what did you think? Was it worth the watch? Let us know in the comments below. I'm Dylan Phillips, and thanks for watching.